Hi, thank you for tuning in again for another one of my videos. So this one is a really fun video for me. I'm doing a classic Hollywood Starlet look today. This could be definitely used for a Halloween costume. It doesn't have to. Sometimes people want to use a more retro look for a photo shoot, for a wedding, depending on what kind of dress you have on. So it really just depends on the occasion and what you want to use this makeup for. Now, you could definitely make it more eccentric. And I'll give you guys some ideas of when you can, parts of this makeup that you can definitely make more eccentric for, say, a Halloween costume. So right now I'm just applying my eyelid primer, my eyeshadow primer. It's called Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer. I actually found it on Amazon and I love it. So next let's dive right into the brows. So for the brows, I'm going to be using a little bit of a darker eyeshadow color, or I'm sorry, eyebrow color than I normally wear, because eyebrows were definitely a focal point in those times. So think of Jean Harlow, Marilyn Monroe, Vivian Lee. That's kind of the era that we're going for. So I'm using the brunette eyebrow pencil, and I am shading in my brows. I'm not over shading. So I already have on, I just put on the pomade to kind of keep the brows in the shape that I want. So brows back then were very thin and they were more rounded. So I'm not really trying to create that arch. I'm just going for a more rounded arch and then tapering it down. And I'm also extending the brow a little bit longer than normal. Now, say you're doing this for a Halloween costume, you can definitely play up the brow more than what I'm even doing. This brow is pretty bold for me. I never usually do a bold brow. Now, say you're doing this look for a wedding, you would want to stick to your regular brow color. You're not going to want to do as eccentric of a brow color, I would say. Okay, so now we're going to pop on, so they always did, back in those days, they had like a glossy eye. So I'm just patting. This is you guys know my favorite is Julie Hewitt eye primer. So this one is in Pixie. The color is Pixie. It's a gorgeous light purple color. So I'm doing the same thing on the other side. And I'm bringing it right up to the brow bone. Okay. Then I'm actually going to go back in with, I need like a white. Okay, so I'm going to take my white from this palette. Now, if you don't have white in a palette and you have it like a single pod, do that, and you're just going to pop that white in right under the brow. Because we really want that to be a sharp, bold looking brow. If it a little bit gets into the brow color, it's okay. You take another finger and kind of dust it off. Okay, next, let's start filling in our eyeshadow. Now, a lot of people would think okay, she's gonna do a wing liner, and I am gonna do a wing liner, but I'm gonna show you a technique to create a wing liner that's a lot softer, and I think it's easier to do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm starting in the corner, okay? I'm not extending it yet, I'm still following the lash line, okay? And I just went about halfway. Then I'm going to take an eyeliner brush, and I'm just gonna be blending it upward a little bit. So what you're doing, you're just kind of smoking it out, smudging it out. And what this is, and then you're gonna bring it up a little bit. So what this is doing is creating the cat eye effect, but it's a much gradual, softer way. So I'm doing the other side. And I'm just following the lash line to begin with, about halfway. Staying right in the lash line. Oh, I'm sorry, the eyeliner that I'm using is Dior Show, and the color is Carbon, and it's waterproof. And then I take my liner, and I'm just going right over that and smudging it. But not bringing it up, I'm still following the lash line. And you're just building up this color and the intensity. So I already curled my hair, and I have my big va 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 voom side kind of pinned up here, and I will take it down and I will show you guys how I'm gonna style that. Another thing I have is I have a vintage robe on right now, and I have some like really fun like crystal jewelry to kind of complete my retro starlet look. Okay, so we're just blending. I'm bringing a little bit down onto the bottom. So you can go as dark as you want, or, you know, as light as you want. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this smoke and bring it under the liner a little bit on both sides. About halfway. Whoops. All right, now I'm going to take, I'm actually going to take a nude. And I got this nude, where is it? It's here somewhere. Hold on one second. Where is my nude pencil? I got it from, must be the next drawer. I cannot find my nude pencil. Oh, here it is. It's NYX nude pencil. I'm just gonna go right in my waterline. Okay. All right. Now let's start on our foundation. So for my foundation, I want to, first I'm going to start with our primer. So I'm gonna use our Laura Mercier primer, face primer, and I'm just gonna apply it with my Beauty Blender. I feel like my lighting is not good right now, you guys. And I apologize. So I think I'm gonna actually turn this table around so you guys can see me a little bit better. There, I think that's the lighting's a little bit better. Fix my mirror. Okay, next I'm gonna apply my foundation. I'm just gonna actually be using Laura Mercier's Tinted Moisturizer, but not the illuminated kind. This is just the regular tinted moisturizer. The color is Sand, so it's a lighter shade. Back then, the ladies were not into tan skin. It was all about flawless porcelain looking skin. So I'm gonna build up my coverage. So I start with my tinted moisturizer, obviously, but then I'm going to definitely build up this color because we want that flawless porcelain look. But you guys know, I'm not a huge foundation person, so I still want to keep the foundation as light as possible. Ah, my little, I need to curl this, or I need to repin my dew.